opening vistas of space promise high costs as well as high reward. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained. The exploration of space is one of the great adventures of all time. And we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it.
That was quite a workout. Hope you had as much fun as I did.
At least we got sleep in the end. I don't know if I'm tired because of recent events or because of very recent events. Either way, it's a good tired. What should we make?
I see what you've put together there. Clever. Very clever.
Noel, whenever you're bored, I've got a seat in the ship with your name on it. What are you working on? Don't mind me asking. She doesn't know you're working this hard, does she? You've earned the right to be here, Noel.
I just love cooking for you, Sarah. If it were just me, I'd just be eating jerky and a little energy pickup.
What's up?
I really thought you'd understand where I'm coming from, Sam.
I just think you should give it a little more thought, okay?
So, you don't think I can do it? You're gonna tell me
Wonder
it's a
what's
bad
that
idea,
about?
too?
It's probably just another dead end like that other one, but you know me, I can't resist a distress call. Oh yeah? What's that?
Let me guess. You missed me and you couldn't stay away.
Always. What you got for me?
Yes, have a look.
Thanks, Sarah.
Talk to you again soon, darling.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please use
To get this ship moving.
Pressure holding. Takeoff looks good. Retros firing. Orbit stabilized.
That's pretty far out there. Well, guess we're making a few stops.
Well, you didn't put us into a planet, so we must be in the right place. Grav drive spinning down. Systems green.
Immediate emergency request. Facility crucible requires vital materials to sustain the mission. Transmitting coordinates on Charybdis 3. End of message.
Landing side looks clean. Let's set it down.
Hey, it's always a good day when you come around.
Thanks, Heller.
Place looks well defended. We should watch our backs.
So, you sent the distress call?
Human of unknown origin detected. Designated outsider. This is an undisclosed secret location. Please identify purpose or depart.
What is this place?
Outsider is not part of plan. End of inquiry.
Okay. You sent out a distress call?
Acknowledging receipt of emergency request. Explanation deemed acceptable. Clearance granted to Crucible. Outsider will deliver 150 units of copper. Compensation will be dispensed.
Tobias, stand down. We have a visitor.
Reminder, deliver required material. End of conversation.
This is incredible. For so long we hoped for any visit, and the day has finally arrived.
What is this place?
Oh dear, that's a surprisingly tricky question. I'm probably not the person to answer it, but it is a genuine pleasure to meet you.
Well, you have a better personality than your robot.
I wish it were even better. Your arrival is truly an historic one, but many fear what it portends. The societies have closed their doors and are arguing about what to do, while the rest hide to see which way the wind blows. Franklin would know what to do. He's the oldest among us. You should talk with him.
What do you mean, societies?
Most of us are like me, free and unaligned. But there are 3 societies that are oft at odds with one another. The Believers, the Pragmatists, and the Renegades. It would be wise to meet each of them. Franklin leads the Pragmatists.
Why are people hiding?
Crucible is a tinderbox, and any spark will set it off. We're still recovering from a deadly conflict that happened 3 years ago. Far fewer of us are here to greet you today because of it.
Well, I guess I'll go see Franklin then.
Give it time, and I'm sure the others will come out. For curiosity's sake, if nothing else.
Well, this seems rather suspiciously odd. I think I'll keep my gun equipped.
This place, there's something about it that simply doesn't make sense. We should proceed with caution.
Absolutely. Lots of robots, lots of closed doors, one open door. Okay. And you are?
When your ship landed, I feared the robots would shoot you on sight. I am greatly relieved that they let you enter our community, but you come during a delicate time. Everyone will seek to use your arrival to further their own ends.
And you don't seek to use me?
You ask a question you already know the answer to. Yes, of course. I have need of you. But if you have a good heart and a quick mind, I am sure you will see my point of view.
And you don't control the robots?
No, we most certainly do not. Our relationship with them is a matter of some debate.
Well, I guess I'll be careful then.
As well you should. I am Franklin Delano Roosevelt, leader of the Pragmatist Society.
It's an odd name.
I was named after an American president. In a sense, I am him. Everyone that lives here are clones. Some of us are clones of the greatest figures of history, and others, well, we don't rightly know.
When we die, and some of us die quite often, we are brought back.
I cannot imagine how strange this must sound to an outsider.
This is astonishing. It's like walking through some type of living museum of Earth's history.
Sure, if you believe what he says. Such advanced cloning technology is not something we really have. Where'd you get it?
Is it? I wish I could illuminate you on this, but we are as ignorant of the technology which brought us into being as we are of the outside world.
So you're mortal then?
Not at all. I have had occasion to see death more than anyone. When someone dies, all they have accomplished here in Crucible, all of their deeds, thoughts, are gone. And when they come back, they are different, modified. The believers say they are improved. Being reborn can take years, sometimes over a decade. But everyone comes back.
I'd like to know exactly what's going on here, who you people are.
I could see how confusing this may be, even frustrating. But if it's any consolation, many of us feel the same, and we live here. After decades, centuries, of trying to figure it out ourselves, there is so very much we don't know either. The robots clone us for a reason, their so-called mission. But what that is, and what we should do about it, is something the societies disagree about. Sometimes violently. It's best you meet with the other societies, and after, I promise I'll explain the pragmatist's position on matters.
What can you tell me about this mission?
Well, it is one of the few concrete things we know about Crucible. If you want to truly know about the mission, the believers will tell you all about it. In fact, it can be hard to get them to stop talking about it. After you meet with them, I'll share my position.
Look, I don't want to be passed off to the others. I'd like some answers now.
It's hard to understand my society without first understanding the others. Besides, if I monopolize your attention for too long, the other societies may get suspicious, which is counterproductive.
Word has been sent, so the street should be full again. There is more I would talk with you about, but I would not take advantage of your ignorance. Go speak with the Monirinas and Genghis Khan.
Okay. Well,
how the hell did you get a gun, Wyatt?
That is a good question.
And the answer?
I think I'll keep that one to myself.
Come on, tell me.
Thing is, if I tell you, you tell someone else, and soon my side business has competitors. So I'll pass.
And
you are such an ass.
In my darkest hours, I feared that we were all that was left of humanity. Your ship, she's a beauty. It travels the stars, right? Tell me, what's it like out there?
I'm kind of more interested in you, actually.
I don't know if that's flattery or curiosity. My name's Amelia Earhart. When I first woke up in this place, in my head, I knew all about my namesake, her life and her accomplishments. But I also knew how to fly a starship, reactor limits, thrust acceleration, vectors, and everything. In my mind's eye, I can imagine flying out there, touching heaven itself. And yet, cruelly, here I sit.
I don't really know what to make of you or anyone else here.
Funny, some of us have had the same thought about you. Listen, I know you owe me nothing at all, but I would do anything to get off of here. I know the societies want who knows what from you for who knows why, and I don't want to get involved in any politics. I just want, for my single self, a chance to explore.
Well, I mean, if I can help you, I will.
You won't regret it. Thanks. Do you want to talk about anything else?
What are your thoughts on this whole situation here, these, societies?
I have a few choice, unchristian thoughts about some of them. But I'm going to stay out of it. Listen, I'd understand you making any decision you have to regarding them. Any at all. I just hope you judge me separate. I don't wish harm on anyone. I just want to explore.
And, you think you're the real... whoever you said you were?
No, I don't. I consider myself a most ardent admirer of hers. She feels like... family. Distant family. I like to think we both share a kindred spirit of adventure, though. She broke so many barriers in her life. I would love the same opportunity one day.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
Thanks for your time.
Welcome to town, stranger. Consider me part of the welcoming committee. The name's Wyatt Earp, and I'd be most pleased if you'd use one of the spare rooms during your stay. For a modest fee, of course.
I don't know who you are, but it's a pleasure to meet you. Big fan.
Oh, I'm not all that. Just had the good fortune to receive some good publicity. But to the matter at hand, I'm more than a humble innkeep. I do the best I can to uphold the law, but the societies make that difficult. I expect I've had as much success restraining Genghis as the Chinese did. I do what I can. Roosevelt and I are both of the same mind on that.
So you're one of the pragmatists, then?
I'm for whatever side wants to keep the peace. It means that the pragmatists and I are often on the same side of things, but you might be surprised the number of times I've had to ask some of them to back off some nonsense.
Well, I guess I'll keep my law-breaking to a minimum, then.
I can work with that. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. And by the by, I may have access to some essentials I've picked up over the years. Happy to sell them to you.
Is there a lot of crime in Crucible?
It runs hot and cold. During usual times, it's an occasional scuffle. Maybe a black eye when an argument gets out of hand. And then a society goes on a rampage and it's tombstone all over. I hope your arrival keeps things on an even keel.
Well, I will talk to you later then. Thanks.
I'm hoping you come back for some repeat business.
Wyatt, I want you to look into the theft. I won't take no for an answer.
Oh, dear Lord. Listen, the facility provides us damn near everything. Just ask for another mug.
But that mug was mine. I wrote my name on it and everything. I know Gary stole it.
These people are weird. Sounds like these people might be some kind of prisoners to the robots. We might need to do a little bit of investigation outside of just talking to them. Do you have anything to
I
say?
listened to Amon Arenas for years before I joined the Believers.
That it?
You can hear the howls at night. The defenses have to hold.
Okay. Okay, so I've heard of Genghis Khan. Everybody thinks they have a bit of him in them. He was a big warlord back on Earth of the past. Everyone's heard of Sun Tzu. Philosopher, big famous book, reprinted as much as the Bible. But I don't know who these other people are. I probably should have paid more attention in ancient history. But I mean, really, who gives a shit about ancient history? Earth's been gone for hundreds of years? We live in the now. We have our own problems. Sounds like our problems are the same problems we always have. And, which one are you?
If you had a life sentence, wouldn't you do anything to be free?
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that. I guess
Who cares what sick experiment Crucible was designed for? We need to escape.
Well, I guess I know their viewpoint on the whole issue. They have all the modern amenities, and the place looks like a fairly typical prefab. But they say they've been here for what sounds like generations. I mean, I suppose I would agree with the idea of wanting to get out of here if I was stuck here. But they've talked about dying over and over again. What's killing them? Oh. They're killing each other. That makes sense. And the machines are killing them. Huh. That's an interesting point. Are any of them actual clones of the people they think they're clones of? I suppose it's more likely that clones or not, they're being implanted with memories to think they're these people. But why? Okay, so they have weapons, but they're not supposed to have weapons? Oh, this place is confusing. And who are you supposed to be?
I had hoped you would visit me. Good. Know that you stand before Queen Amanirinas of the Kush, queen of a dead kingdom on a dead world. But I earned my name, and even the sands of time cannot take it from me.
What's the Kush?
In truly ancient times, my land lay south of Egypt, a harsh country. History is enamored of my contemporary Cleopatra, but she would have withered and died had she tried to rule my land.
You know you're not really a queen, right? I mean, unless you've been given that position, I guess.
You walk our land a few footsteps and think you know everything. If you don't believe me, know you are not alone. Some clones deride me behind my back. I know this, but I feel in my bones that I am a Manirinas for true. The great and the terrible to those who would oppose me. I remember things no one has told me. Memories of faces, betrayers, lovers, allies, and enemies. And the smells. The right scent. And I close my eyes. And I can picture all of it. So vividly. It aches my heart
How can you be so certain? I mean, you've got advanced cloning technology. It seems more likely that all of those memories are just implanted into you.
Have you no faith of your own? Something you hold to, even though it cannot be proven. It is the same with me. But I am certain. You speak to a Manirinas, reborn.
You sound delusional to me, but I'll withhold my judgment.
You are wise, then. I know how it must sound. Once, I called upon mighty armies. However, on Crucible I still lead. Have you heard of the Believers? Have you heard of the mission? We are the ones who will take our rightful place in these settled systems, to bring in a new, glorious age, and break the endless cycles of oppression and greed.
And what can you tell me about this mission?
So many scoff at the mission. Before we are reborn here, there are words all of us are told. That we are the chosen. We are meant to better ourselves. To learn, grow, and thrive. All of us represent the greatest figures in our history. Who better to lead the settled systems to a new golden age?
Uh-huh. And you think you can change everything?
You are skeptical. My advisors thought the same when Augustus Caesar stood unbeatable at Cush's border. I made war against the mighty Romans. I took their cities and fought them to a draw. No other king or queen can boast of that honor against that famed Roman. And that's just me. Some of the greatest lions of all ages are awaiting rebirth. What are bureaucrats, petty politicians, and lawyers against that?
And I assume you're looking for help with all of this.
If we could do it ourselves, we would have, years ago. I do not care if you think my plan is insane. But what I want, what we want, is a chance to prove to the facility we are ready. When someone has achieved their potential, the facility is supposed to set us free among the stars. But the machines have been breaking more and more over the years. And no one has ever been deemed worthy. I need your help to properly fix the facility so that we can prove ourselves and claim our birthright.
Well, are you sure the machines are breaking, or are none of you actually ready?
Surely someone, anyone by now would have learned the lessons the facility sought to teach. No, the machines have not aged well. The crises break upon our beach, each one greater than the last.
And where is this facility?
The facility is another place on this very planet. A place we cannot go. As much as we dream of it.
Well, I mean, I'll listen to your plan, but I'm definitely not making any promises.
Then listen well, outsider. You must go to the facility. The robots and what drives them is not here. The facility is where they come from. Somewhere far to the east. None of us can travel there. But you can. Go there, please. And see if the facility can be repaired. Then report back to me.
Uh-huh. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Your visitation is a prayer answered.
So, you're a clone of some historical figure too?
Why, yes. Ada Lovelace, at your service. My namesake worked with Charles Babbage, and is widely considered the first female programmer. And to see what our little experiments led to, I only wish Mr. Babbage was here.
And you're not part of one of the societies? What's that like?
Uncomfortable, truth be told. The believers are undeniably favored by the facility. Their complex receives food and materials first. When blood is spilt, the facility robots often side with them, and always the arguments and fisticuffs. Most of us just want to live in peace.
So, you're also a scientist, like your namesake?
I suppose I am what passes for one here. I have my namesake's education, so I am well versed there. But without any books or treatises from other scientists, my knowledge is limited. Some clones received specialized knowledge, like Amelia. She knows how spacecraft works. So interviewing them has been fantastic for learning more advanced scientific principles. But mainly I conduct experiments, rudimentary as they are.
Okay, well, thank you for your information.
I hope we can talk again.
You know, Sarah, I gotta be honest, if the robots are siding with that woman and her beliefs, ooh, maybe they are broken. Okay. And what do you have to say about all of this? You just want to sell me stuff? What do you have?
Of course.
Okay. Thanks anyway.
You're always welcome back.
Change is coming. I can feel it.
Well, apparently I can leave. I can only assume this is what sent out the distress signal. Though it's not so much distress as a lack of resources, apparently. Well, it's kind of a pretty planet.
Stranger! Weapons out! They come! There will be blood!
Hey, stick to targets that shoot back, okay? Got another one!
Wow. That was awful. And you are?
The one from the stars. Come to see me. And you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I guess the world out there is not so different than here. Genghis Khan, a pleasure to meet you.
From the little history I remember about you, you're more civil than I was expecting.
Manners cost me nothing. But make no mistake, I will do whatever it takes to escape this prison. I am pleased that the dangers out here are of no concern to you. You cannot be fully human if you trap yourself behind walls.
Why are you out here?
I would provide fresh meat for my society, so we don't get fat off the robots. Franklin and I see eye to eye on very little, but even he appreciates this. And I always hope to see some means of escape. Perhaps our luck has finally changed.
Well, you handle yourself well enough, I guess.
The robots taught me many things any Mongol would know. So, hunting game, even such as this, is little challenge to me. So Franklin told you of us. Oh, that we're clones? Some of us think that makes us special. That the deeds of our namesakes are somehow ours. But that is blind arrogance. We are just people. Same as you. Same as anyone.
So you feel no connection to who you're supposed to be at all?
None at all. It is as if I were a student of his life and times from an early age. I know so much about him, but that doesn't mean I am him. I am me, and I am content with this.
Well, I think the science would probably back your view on that.
Would it? You would know better than I. But all this talk gets us nowhere. Too many of the others grovel at the feet of the damned robots, trying to play their roles in a broken game. The renegades will not submit, and one day, we will be free.
So the Crucible is a prison?
A prison of the mind and the body. Crucible holds out a throne and says, "Obey, and it is yours." But thrones are meant to be taken, not handed to you by a machine. But it is a tantalizing lie that keeps the others in line.
And what would your plans be if you escaped?
I do not know. Everything outside of Crucible is unknown to us. I imagine the settled systems are not so settled that a man who does not shrink from violence can't make a place for himself, though.
Well, if you're so tough, you shouldn't need me.
If Crucible had not hobbled us, we wouldn't. I have died a dozen deaths trying to find a way out of Crucible. You get too far or disobey too much, then death. Crucible holds our lives in its hands. But now, the robots have made a grave mistake. You can go where none of us can. You hold our future in your hands, and all the societies know it.
If I free you, I honestly have a feeling many people will suffer for it.
Even if you think I deserve this cage, does everyone? If you want your heartstrings tugged, talk to Amelia Earhart. Doesn't she deserve the stars she craves? You know of the facility, yes? Go there and make the machines let us leave. It is not much to ask, and it will set us free.
Mm-hmm. So far, all of these people sound a little bit crazy, though if I were in a prison like this, I might go a little crazy too. The problem is, in one of them, I feel like I see Faroon Zealots. In another one, Crimson Fleet, Ecliptic. I'm gonna guess that even Mr. Franklin over there, he's just gonna sound like all the politicians we already know. Probably the worst ones. I don't know about this whole thing. Well?
So, you have heard from the other societies. I must confess I'm very curious what an outsider thought of them, and their positions. You might be the first objectively neutral party we've ever come across.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this, and would kind of like some more information from you.
A very diplomatic approach.
The facility has gathered some of the most obstinate and dangerous personages throughout history. It has told them that they should lead in a golden age via whatever means they see appropriate. Setting us all loose and Parda as a whole would invite disaster. We are barely fit to lead ourselves.
Tell me what your idea is then.
Certainly. It is evident that the facility is decaying. It is both unsustainable and unwise for us to fix and maintain the status quo. Our community must be weaned off the machines, learn how to build, grow, and govern ourselves, allowed to raise families so we can pass our lessons to the next generation, and to die when our allotted time is finished. One day we will be worthy of going to the stars. We are just not there yet.
You can't raise families because you're clones? Does that mean you're all incapable?
Yes, and not to be indelicate, not for lack of try. Are we even human in this state? We have no future, only the past.
You believe it's wrong if others want to escape this prison?
Do not listen to passion. Genghis can be very persuasive, but he's a fool. In some sense, we are an abomination. A science project made for unknown ends and with uncertain results. Once we are fully human, fully self-reliant, then we should be allowed to join the settled systems.
Your goal sounds very forward-thinking, but I'm not sure entirely. I'll have to think about it.
I am sure in time you will see the validity of my argument.
Go to the facility and see what can be done.
we need to talk.
Yes?
Listen, it's not safe to talk here. It's about Roosevelt. There's something you need to know.
What do you know about him?
Not here. If he found out I'm even talking to you about this...
What? Genghis and the Renegades?
Yes, they're still missing so many.
The pragmatists are not
Well,
about
if you have
violence.
something to say, I'm all ears.
Thank you. There's a, well, cave just outside town. No chance of us being listened in on. Please, come as quick as you can. Ideally, before you go to the facility.
One that'll get us killed.
Don't worry, whatever it is, I can protect you.
I hope so. I'll meet you at the cave.
Oof. There is something awfully wrong at that place. I don't think I trust any of them. Make sure my guns are ready. Okay. Why don't I just, move these somewhere else? They seem like they could be dangerous where they are. So what is it?
You came. I just can't take a chance. These clones, they're psychotic, crazy. If they find out, I'm sorry. I just can't take the chance.
Take a deep breath. I'm here to help.
You're just making it worse. I'm not Wyatt Earp. I wish. God, how I wish I was. I was cloned off a monster. America's first serial killer. H.H. Holmes.
This is unbelievable. Oh, you poor, poor man.
Who is H.H. Holmes?
He was a deranged lunatic on old Earth. In the 1890s, he owned a hotel. He'd lure people there in this crazy hotel with all sorts of terrible rooms. But I'm not him. You gotta believe me.
That must be a terrible burden, thinking you share the same DNA with this person.
It's like a living nightmare. If you go to the facility, I know you'd find out who I am. And if you let any of these bloodthirsty maniacs know, they'd kill me. But no, that wouldn't be the end. Every time my new clone would appear, death, torture, pure hell. I'm afraid it's you or me. I'm going to kill you.
Killing me will make you a murderer. Is that what you want?
I really, really don't. Besides Ada and maybe Amelia. You're the nicest person I've met. But the other clones, they would tear me apart. Don't you see? They're the monsters. I just don't want to be tortured like that. Please, please forgive me.
You're making a lot of assumptions here. We don't have to do this. There's definitely another way.
I just don't see a way out.
Well, you're not looking at it from all the options. I mean, do you really think you're worse than somebody like Genghis Khan, for example?
I mean, no. I guess. Maybe you're right.
You obviously don't want to kill me. Be like the person that you took the name of. Be the hero. It's your choice. You aren't the supposed DNA you're made of, or the memories you think you might have. You're your own person.
Wyatt Earp was a hero. Maybe I can. I'm gonna trust you, okay? Just don't tell anyone. This never happened.
Well, on the plus side, there don't appear to be any indications that he's ever killed anyone before. And I would imagine if he had, there would be. We need to check this facility out.
isn't the same as the real thing.
No, but it's still always nice to get back to the ship. A little something before I go.
Let's put this bird to sleep. Aim point reached. Orbit stable.
Almost on the entire opposite of the planet. Fact, I think it might actually be the exact opposite. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Doesn't seem like much to this place. Okay, this can't be good.
Judging from those life forms' nests,
Gonna bury you.
that last click is so satisfying, isn't it?
It kind of is. You know, this really seems like a bad idea. And yet, here I am.
Whatever lives here might have something useful for us to find.
Nah.
If we aren't the first ones here, someone might have left a piece of equipment behind. It's worth a look.
Well, we're definitely not the first ones here, but I know what you mean. We might be the first ones to come into this place.
We'll never know for certain, but this could be where the alien life forms first breached the facility. Same crappy old books from Earth's past that we all have. I'm sure those books that we've all read have been chosen for some reason. But problem is, we've probably all read them all a million times. Somebody should really get to writing more books.
I suppose down we go. Not particularly happy about it. Dead robots.
Was that you?
guess there was more to this facility than I thought.
To my crew position.
Something, something. My favorite position. Something, something. You know, before we leave, I'm just gonna have to take a quick shower, 'cause that place was nasty. So, you're welcome to join me if you want, Sarah. Although it's pretty cramped. Ugh. Just... the whole place made my skin crawl.